So good evening. It is a great night to be an Oklahoma educator. 6 months ago, tens of thousands of Oklahoma educators and education supporters came to the Capitol with a message for our elected leaders. Support our students with the resources that we need to succeed, and we will remember in November. By the end of the walkout, an overwhelming number of Oklahomans filed to run for elected office for the first time, because many of those in office had not done enough for our students. It was a banner year for the Red for Ed movement nationally. Oklahoma led the nation by percentage of offices up for election in the number of educators running on the ballots nationwide. Nearly 1,800 educators filed for office. At the end of the walkout, we said we weren't done advocating for our students, that we were going to focus our attention on elections. Our movement is committed to truly putting education first. The results are still coming in. We are confident that the legislature that comes to Oklahoma City in January will be very different from the one that we have had in the past, who have placed profits above our pupils. Even before today, Oklahomans had sent a message in our primaries and in the runoffs to politicians who don't value schools. We know that in nearly 24 counties, people will be represented by members of the Education Caucus. I am so proud of our members and our local associations who have risen to the call and jumped in to help candidates across the state. They have walked and knocked doors. They have made phone calls. They've organized candidate forums and town hall meetings. They've waved signs, and most importantly, they voted for public education. Tonight, the message Oklahomans have sent our children is that we will fight for you in our schools, in our communities, at the Capitol, and especially at the ballot box. More races are left to be called, but based on our preliminary data, we are simply ecstatic about the number of educators, OEA members, and pro-public education candidates and incumbents who will be on hand to fight for our students in 2019 and beyond. The takeaway from tonight isn't just the number of teachers who will be legislators, or the number of our own OEA members who will declare victory, or the number of pro-education candidates who will become lawmakers. It is that education carried the day. We are thankful for the Education Caucus candidates. Their efforts make tonight a victory for Oklahoma students, parents, educators, and the Oklahoma Education Association. Again, this is a great night for education here in Oklahoma. I thank you for joining us, and with that, I'll take any questions that you might have.
I spoke with you a little earlier
about
what we can expect to see in the future with education here in Oklahoma. What changes do you think that we'll see moving forward?
Well, we started to right the ship with funding last year. We have to continue that with the Together We're Stronger plan. It's a 3-year plan, and we got about 95% of it in the first year ask in year 1. So we need to continue with that. We want to have funding for our students that's driven through the funding formula into the classrooms. And quite frankly, we have to keep our teachers and support employees in our schools and not going out of state and to other businesses. So we have to continue with the raises for them to attract and retain quality individuals.
Do you think that it's important that this momentum continue, that education is brought to the forefront, that attention is consistently being brought to education?
Absolutely. You know, education is the hub of our communities. So if we are talking about our schools and getting funding into our schools, we're talking about investing in the future of our communities in this state. Every dollar that is invested in education it brings back anywhere between 5 and 8 times. I've read studies all the way around to our communities. You know, those educators, those support professionals who received raises aren't going home and stuffing that money under their mattresses. They're going out and spending it in their communities, which creates jobs and allows employees to hire more people, to increase wages, and it's just good overall for the community.
Now, just a few months ago, when teachers had walked out, we know that tensions were high in the classrooms. We know that here at the Capitol, a lot of upset people. Do you think as a result of the changes that have been made, how is the environment right now in the schools? Are teachers happier, content, or is there still more work that needs to be done?
There is still more work to be done, and every door that we knocked, every phone call that we made this election cycle, our community members, our parents and patrons understand that. Like I said, it's been 10 years of cuts for education, $1 billion in cuts. We started righting that ship, but it's going to take an investment for years to come to get up to where we need to be investing in education in Oklahoma.
So the fight is far from over.
Absolutely, and we look forward to working with those elected officials to make sure that we're on the same page. Our future really depends on it. All right, if there aren't any more questions, thank you guys for coming. We appreciate it, and look forward to looking at the results with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.